Hello everyone, I'm your host, Tommy Whitonis. Thank you for joining me for another episode of How Do You Make That? I'm here in Southern California, land of sun, fun, and surf, and also home of some of the best surfboard shapers in the world. Today we're going to take a behind-the-scenes look at how to build the ultimate high-performance surfboard. Hello again everyone. I'm here with Maury Move or Die Guinness, a shaper in Southern California with a reputation for high-performance surfboards. How you doing, Maury?
Good. How's it going?
It's going all right.
Good.
So, Maury, this surfboard making process, where does it start?
It starts with a surfboard blank. This is a polyester foam. It's made in a mold, and it's ready for a number of sizes of boards. After it comes out of the mold, they cut the board in half and they put a wood stringer in it. That's for strength.
I see. And that's where all the strength of the surfboard comes from, that wooden stringer down the middle.
A lot of strength comes from the stringer, yes.
Then what comes next after you start with that blank?
After the blank, whatever kind of board you want, size numbers, we get it ready for the shaping machine, punch in the numbers in the computer.
Wow, so this blank goes into the shaping machine and you use a computer to control the machine, and then that cuts this shape or this profile out of the foam.
Yes.
Wow. And then that's where the shaping process begins.
Yeah, and then it goes to the shaper, and then he will smooth it out.
Now that looks more like the boards that I've seen. Fantastic. All right, so maybe you can show us what you do now in the shaping room.
Okay, let's go.
Hello everyone, here we are in the shaping room. So Maury, perhaps you can tell us what happens next. You got the rough board from the profiling machine.
Yes.
And then what do you do?
Yep, they come in here in the shaping room, and critical part about the shaping room, you got special lights so you can see the shadows of the board, and,
wow, yeah.
and it helps you shape and get everything even.
This is where the skill of the individual shaper really has an impact on the board.
Yeah, you definitely still need skills, even though the computer does a lot of work for you. Someone who doesn't know how to make a surfboard can mess one of these up too, even though they're so close. But
Right. Now this is where all the design takes place. So this is where you'll actually decide what kind of tail it has, or what kind of rails it has.
usually depends on what the surfer wants. Every surfer surfs different, and waves are different a lot. So that could be with just simply the size of the board, and different styles of boards and different styles of tail.
So for example, what different kinds of tail styles are there?
This is actually a fish board, and it's going to get a swallowtail, and then it hasn't been cut out yet. But you could also use templates to draw on a squash tail, or a round pin.
You can see here where he's already got the pattern drawn for the swallowtail. So basically, this will be a pointed tail.
Yeah, fishy type tail. So that just depends on what the surfer wants, and different kind of waves.
Right. And then what happens? So you've got your tail, you've got it all smoothed out, you've got your rails cut.
And then it's I get it ready for the glassing room.
All right. Hello again, everyone. I'm here with Greg Coloni in the glassing room. So Greg, perhaps you can tell us what happens now with, you've got the blank now shaped by the shaper, and now it comes to you in the glassing room. What happens?
Well, in this room we keep it waterproof and we give it a little more strength.
The first step, I imagine, is adding the color.
Yes, you have, you could air spray with acrylic paint or water-based paint, and you could give it a nice coating to give it some nice aesthetics.
And you can also, I see, use decals too if you don't want to paint.
Yes, the decals come on rice paper, and it turns translucent when it's applied to the foam with the resin. So it's,
Wow, you can't even see the border. Wow. And then now the glass fabric goes over that.
Correct. We have a 6-ounce cloth,
Right?
a 5-ounce cloth, and a 4-ounce cloth.
Wow, you can really see the difference.
And it gets pulled across the board, and you essentially dress it. You take your shears and
Right.
cut it to length.
And then after that, you go ahead and do your final coat of resin.
Yes, of hot coat resin. It gives it this smooth, flat finish. Essentially fills in all the weave of the fabric. Then after this stage, it gets fins.
So now I notice here this has the fins installed.
Yes, these are essentially removable fins.
Okay.
Notice the plugs with no fins.
Right. You can just go ahead and put whatever type of fins you want then.
Yes, yes. The company has different templates of fins and sizes relative to the performance the rider or surfer wants to get out of the board.
And now templates, you mean the actual templates for where those plugs get placed?
I mean the templates of the shape of the fin. Notice here's one shape here. The fins come in different sizes by the base of the fin, fore and aft, and the height of the fin.
Now how do you actually figure out the fin placement?
That's the shaper's marks. You can see through the translucent glass, you can see the shaper's marks, these
Right,
lines here. That tells the glasser where to put the fins.
So now what happens? Is this finished?
This here, notice it's a little rough on the edges. Careful, you would actually, they're very sharp edges. Then it goes into the sanding room. Sander brings back the shape.
Okay.
High edges, kind of a rougher fill coat, and the sander goes and sands it all.
Is the sander essentially almost like a shaper?
Yes, he's definitely just like the shaper. Brings back the shaper.
Now, these fins, is there a mold to these fins, or is this just fabric just pushed together? It looks pretty precise.
It is. The fins come at a specific template, and then the glass we saw in the other room, the laminating room,
Right.
these fins get laminated to the board.
Okay. Do you use some kind of a jig to hold them in this position?
As the glue sets,
Right.
it naturally will hold it.
Okay.
But yes, your jig sets the cant or fin angle.
Okay.
This is the fin jig that we set our angles with on the fins.
Wow. So then by using this, well, and we know it's not 7. Oh, there we go. So it's 5. So these are 5 degrees.
Very good. Yes, that's how we get the proper angle. So this here is an example of the finished product.
Wow. Those graphics are pretty wicked.
Yeah, this air spray is really neat. And can you guess what it is here?
I don't know, like a tablecloth or something.
Exactly right. It's
How
like
do they
your
do that?
grandma's tablecloth.
How do they do that?
Well, they tape it off.
Right?
They put the tablecloth over it, and then airbrusher through air spray.
Oh, wow, right over the tablecloth. So actually the white is the masked tablecloth and the blue is what they're painting.
Correct.
Wow, I really like this one. So I take it out for a ride?
Sure.
All right. Well, folks, thanks for joining us. I'm gonna go give this thing a try. Until next time.